Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video here, I want to talk to you real briefly about an incident that happened on Wednesday, August 30th, so just a few days ago, involving the Grand Rapids Police Department in the city I live in and the peaceful protesters, and how their rights were violated. So without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and dive right in. So get on your suits and let's go. Um, on this incident here, um, I have a group that I like to protest with. We're formally. I'm not going to mention any names on this video just for legality reasons. But I'm going to give you the details of the incident and how the rights of the protesters were violated here. Okay. First and foremost, um, people have the right to peaceful protesting, freedom of speech. We have rights to be able to do that, and we're not supposed to have those rights violated um, by a local police department, whether it be state level, city level, county level, that are supposed to be um, protecting those rights, because we're not doing anything that would be in criminal nature. So they should be there to serve us and protect us, not um, you know be bullies in nature. But let me explain the issue, okay? And you'll get a better understanding. So before, we had a protesting group, a group of protesters from local church that I'm a part of the group, but I don't attend their church that they go to because I attend my own church. But we were protesting outside of an abortion clinic up until Friday, when we found out that the doctor that was performing surgical abortions at the only place here in West Michigan had passed away. So that facility is no longer going to be in operation. That's good, because preservation of life is the ultimate importance here. That's what I stand for, is right to life. I'm totally against pro-choice, and I'm not afraid to say that. You can go ahead and hate me if you want, but I'm going to stand my ground. For every unborn child, they have a right to life, and nobody has the right to take it. That's just how I feel. It's my thought. It's my opinion. And as an American, that's my right to be able to say that. So the group moved to another location. I'm not going to give the name of this location just because of legality. But the first day on site, one of the doctor's office from next door called the city to file a complaint, have officers respond. 3 officers came out, and I was late coming up to the group. So when I arrived, the protesters from my group, there was a woman and her husband, both senior citizen, and one guy who's younger than me, like mid to late 30s, and then the 3 officers were there on site. One officer was inside talking with the doctor's office that called, and the 2 other officers were standing outside. So what had happened, our group is peacefully protesting, standing on the sidewalk, not interfering with business, not trying to prevent anybody from being able to drive a vehicle into the driveway, not stopping any kind of traffic, or not preventing anybody from going inside, because that would be a violation of the law. And none of the three individuals or myself in this group were doing any of those things. We were abiding by the law exactly the way we're supposed to, following the law exactly like the way it's written. Okay, but you have the cops. The one cop in particular. I'm not going to give his name. I'm not going to give the badge number. But it was a complete disgrace to hear this cop talking. So the one guy from our group, the younger guy, went to shake his hand, and the cop said, "No, I'm not shaking your hand." He insisted to just, make all these comments, and the guy from my group kept telling him, "Hey, like, we're here. We're not here to cause any problems. Like, we're just peacefully protesting. Like, we're abiding by the laws. We're not trying to cause any problems or anything other than that. We're just here to peacefully protest." That cop told him flat out to his face that I'm basically going to look for whatever I can to try and cite you and take you people to jail because I don't like you. And it's just his attitude towards him was just so negative. And it's really terrible to see that coming from an officer, especially when the protester, the guy from my group, is, offering to shake his hand, like being cool, being honest, not being is being totally compliant with them, trying to talk to them, let them know, hey, we're peaceful, blah blah blah, and the cop is just being a straight up asshole to him, trying to say, get over there, blah blah blah, or like, why aren't you listening, blah blah blah, like I told you, like I'm gonna try and cite you, I'm do whatever I can to try and take you to jail, blah blah blah, and then get you people out of here. That was his whole attitude why he was there. And then finally they left. And I talked to my guy and I'm like, man, that cop is like such a piece of shit to be acting like that to peaceful protesters that, are not being belligerent, they're not screaming and hollering, they're being peaceful. So like when the main point of this here is like when you're a police department and you're trying to gain respect from your community and you want the people in your community to like you from both sides, right? Going outside of that box and like treating, peaceful protesters or treating anybody that's being peaceful and compliant with like this asshole nature, I mean, is like very disrespectful. It's not necessary. It's not called for. And it kind of really ruins the reputation from the police department or towards the police department. Like, I don't live in that city where the agency's from. I don't work in that city, so I'm not paying their taxes. But I just think it's bull crap that this kind of stuff happens. Like what I'm really trying to get at here is we as citizens have legal rights to be able to protest, but regardless of those legal rights, these cops will still bully you and try and look for any type of reason or try and find any kind of loophole, or even if they're trying to make something up to arrest you, to take you off of there or off of that property because they don't like that you're protesting. This is what they're doing. These cops are being bullies, and they don't need to be that. This was like a younger cop, probably. I want to say like mid-30s. I would expect to see that kind of behavior from cops of more like, even younger cops, like on nights, not from day shift officers, that have been around for a long time, because day shift officers are mainly like, it's mainly seniority, right? And those officers like want to uphold a reputation, and don't need like these other guys like trying to screw that up for them, like this guy was doing. Um, I was upset. So what I did is I just stood there. I listened very calmly, and then after the cops left, I told them I'm gonna go down to the department and go talk to somebody, file a complaint. That's exactly what I did. I got a hold of somebody. Somebody came down from civil affairs, took the complaint from me, and then like the next morning they were able to watch the video camera footage from the body cam that's worn by each officer. And then they called me back in the morning and they said, "Oh, we don't see anything wrong." Um, it's pretty typical that they would say that, considering internal affairs still works for the Grand Rapids Police Department. Like they all work together, even though one side is like the police department for the police department. Like if that makes any sense to you. But I don't know. I'm still like very offended, like that this happened. Like, and I'm sick of this type of stuff happening, like in this country. You got some cops that are okay, like, and they don't cause these problems, but then you got other ones that just get on a power trip, and you know they they might have followed like every rule that they were supposed to, abided by everything to get hired, made it through all the channels. They did their time with the FTO, and then when they're released on their own, they just become dicks. And that's not acceptable. Um, so if you're that guy and you recognize me and you're watching this video, man, you're killing the reputation for the rest of the officers that got to come to work every day in the department. Knock it off, man. You want respect from your people in the community? Start acting a little bit more professional and treating people with a little bit more respect than what you did. And then you might be able to get somewhere. I wanted to keep this video kind of short. Like I know, like I'm really rambling on, but I had to share this and get this out here. So, hey guys, thanks for watching. Hey man, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, click the bell if you want to see when I post new videos, and then we'll see you next time, guys. Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, talk to you later.